coconut.
Oh, we're live! Yay! All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to this amazing new episode. You may notice that tonight things are a little bit different. We don't have Nassim with us. She's off doing kick-ass theater things. So it's just going to be the three of us, but don't worry. You will get all the fun and satisfaction you require. We promise.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We gonna do it.
Yeah. We might get so much done, and I'm very scared because I don't know if I've planned enough for this unstoppable force that is only 3 people in a D&D group.
Oh, it's so true.
It's crazy. Okay, let me close my ads. Sorry, and I love you all. Let me close my chat because I'm already distracted reading it. Okay.
Dwarf Copter is online.
Yay! Welcome. All right. Okay. So I think are we ready to go ahead and let me pour another glass of rosé.
I'm pouring myself a little beer. If any of you guys have tried, it's a San Diego company, New English Brewing Co. Zumbar Chocolate Stout. It's amazing.
Yes, I
Imperial
with my
Stout.
old classic rosé, even though it's freezing. I just wanted it.
I am drinking red wine tonight.
All right. I'm wearing a red sweater.
Oh.
We'll start wearing our special
Venture Maidens t-shirt. What? Yeah.
Sorry, I did not get the memo.
That's okay. You're like, this sweater's way too fucking cute. I have to wear this.
I know. I got this sweater at Buffalo Exchange today, and I was very excited. It was $15. It's a $15 Pendleton fucking sweater.
Pendleton is
I know.
Anyway, that was Fashion Hour of the Venture Maidens podcast. See you all next week. Yeah, but welcome everybody to episode 34 of the Venture Maidens podcast. I am your Dungeon Master, Celeste Conowitch.
I am your Elven Warlock, Arna Delathil, played by Brittany. Sorry, my dog got out of her sweater. She needs to wear it. It's cold.
Get back in
cold.
That sweater. Yeah, you don't want her to catch dog pneumonia.
Oh man, without Nassim here, I'm like, someone's supposed to go before me.
It's your turn now.
It's my turn. I'm Sage, and I play Kara.
That was fantastic. I'm sure I can edit that all to sound really clean and professional. It'll be great. Anyway, yeah, so it's just up to you two. What happened last time on Venture Maidens?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
No.
Head whip.
All right, so I believe it started with you, Brittany, and Saye, and you guys were trying to figure out the fucking room.
Oh God, that was the bane of our lives. Can we just skip
door?
Yeah, can we just I got touched by necrotic bullshit. Meanwhile, Kara's battling hordes of undead. It was just.
She also got many touches by many necrotic bullshits.
Just love
the hordes and hordes of zombies, and not the zombie ogre that she was fighting, and then
So that was all actually. That was episode 32.
Oh my god! Well, we're going back. All right. So
we're getting back in time. It's all good.
Warrior got dropped, and then she was able to get to Rem. Rem's consciousness got transferred into the mannequin, which was weird. Super weird. We fought a strange frog-looking thing. It was very large, amphibian. And then we managed to bust out of there. Met you guys just in time as the very handsome blue Genasi gentleman, like, I'm looking for a ride. Yeah, Rana.
Yes, I did a questionable British accent, and
he was our distraction for us to get our shit done. And then he's like, "Oh, I'm here to pick you up.
You need a ride
with his
the flying carriage."
Yeah. Do you remember
breathy
Brittany?
Chest hair.
Yeah, Brittany, when that's the most important thing, his chest hair.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember, Brittany, when you came out of the puzzle situation what had happened when you were walking through the palace?
Yes, it was really unnerving, but Sawya and I both noticed that everybody was passed the fuck out. Like a magical sleep. And I'm looking around and it's the entire palace and I'm like, damn, this is some powerful shit right here. Let's get the fuck out of here. And as soon as we ran outside, we got swooped up by the floaty air carriage and then we swooped over to to pick up, I say swoop because it's flying, to get Sage or Kara. And then we took the fuck off.
Yeah, you guys stopped over at the sewer entrance. We emerged victorious. There were some questions about Rem.
Why is Rem a mannequin? Kara, why?
Well, I saw.
She's like, I didn't do nothing that I wasn't told to. Don't look at me.
Yeah, I mean, I was still suffering from the 5 straight up zapped ability points from my strength that were taken from me. So I just kind of looked over with my detect magic and saw that the mannequin that was our Rem had a shitload of magic, but I was mostly concerned about the necrotic. Like the necromancy magic that was happening. I was like, I don't want to talk to you right now. I need a moment. I need to short rest.
And then when you announced that, Kara was suddenly very uncomfortable because she does not like undead things and has just been walling around with them for the past hour.
I don't think I announced it, did I? All I said was that Kara noticed this was the first time that Arnadel got really uncomfortable when analyzing a magical situation.
Oh,
I don't think I said anything. I was just like side eye, big bulgy side eye, and just was like, I can't address this right now.
We were all in a mood.
Yeah.
And you took off into the skies, and it was great for a while.
Had an epic sky battle with people riding the dragonflies.
Yeah. Oh. Fuck yeah. Okay, so that was fucking fun. Jurassic Park style turbulence in the helicopter, except it actually went down. And Kara fucking started falling. And yes, you have been successful in your many falls.
That would have
killed you.
Outright killed me.
There's no way Kara could have bounced back from
So
that.
Arnadel leapt out of the helicopter carriage and caught up helicarriage caught up with Kara and cast the fly spell on both of us. But rather than fly solo, we both teamed up and turned into a flying tank tortoise of death.
It was terrifying.
Do
you remember who was attacking you specifically?
It looked like, actually, I don't remember. I'm assuming they were Phelan guards of some kind.
They were dressed in the guard uniforms of Phelan.
Right.
Yes.
So the crown is on your ass.
That's okay. They were on our ass to begin with, right?
Well, that was the whole point of the switcheroo.
Wait, they don't even know it's us. They're after Rana.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give a shit about us. We're just whatever. But Rana, they're after Rana. I might use.
They don't really know who the three of you are, but they did just see a blue guy. He came in, raised a ruckus, and apparently he has some kind of famous title that you guys remember.
Oh yes, a Corellin.
A Corellin.
Yeah, because he's a bell ringer.
The bells
and the chest hair.
The bell.
This part of him is just really good.
Yeah. Everything here. Working.
I just assume he has Antonio Banderas' voice.
But he has a terrible British accent.
I
can't do it. I can't do it. If I could do an Antonio Banderas accent, he would absolutely have one. You're right. But I can't. I don't want to embarrass myself.
In boots.
Okay, sorry. Yes. So we take out some dragonflies, and the dragonflies are like, oh shit, not down for this, and start to fall back. And we do all sorts of fun aerial things, and then we end up back in the carriage, right? And then we crash land. Yep.
Essentially, he's like, okay, well, we can't go back to the keep right now because we've got people chasing us. So we're gonna take a detour. You remember where?
In the middle of Elf Country.
Yes.
In the northern part of the continent where they've been restricted.
Woof. Yes, and so they're heading to Elf Country and the forest to essentially hide there and bide your time. Yeah, so that's where we had ended last time.
Yeah.
You were launching straight down at the top of this forest that had been looming further and further into view at full speed as you make your descent. All right, now we're ready to begin. So, you all wake up, and immediately the situation has completely changed. You were floating, like rocketing down, feeling wind in front of your face. It was raining, you remember, during this whole fight.
Yes.
And now the first thing you notice is how much your fucking head and bodies just hurt. And you kind of take the scene around you. You see broken pieces of painted gilded wood all around you, but it's so dark at first, and you realize you're underneath a canopy of trees, and the smells of moss and the sound of running water is coming from somewhere around you, but you both have been sprawled in different directions.
It's like when Luke Skywalker lands on that planet to find Yoda.
Yes.
On Dagobah.
Dagobah.
Dagobah, yes.
Yeah, so it is sort of like that. There are a lot of like low hanging. So this is a very it's cold in this cold in this forest, but it has the lush quality of a rainforest where there are vines.
In Washington State where there's a rainforest.
Yeah. This is the Washington State rainforest.
Yeah.
You've arrived. Go sightseeing. I would love for you both to make
I was gonna say
constitution checks.
Oh, I was gonna say nature or history, but constitution can do.
To see how well you've handled this situation.
21.
Okay,
I've had worse hangovers than this.
I rolled a 5.
Oh,
okay.
No.
So Ardidel, like after just having this experience where your strength was sapped and then you got it back, and then now and you fighting in the sky, you just hurt and you were ready to throw in the towel. Like this was just too much. You can feel like bruises all down your hip where you've landed like on a painful rock, and there's just everything around you, and you hear Fitzpatrick going like from somewhere near you.
I find him immediately. I jump up and find his little baby butt.
Yeah. Just give it 1 second. And Kara, you're fine. You've absolutely been through worse than this.
Yeah.
So you kind of pick yourselves up, and then go ahead and now both of you make perception checks.
5.
Okay.
Sorry, I was typing. I'm kind of tempted to not use these dice because shit. Okay, let's see. Okay, right on. That's it.
Are we already putting dice in dice pail?
Oh
It's
yeah,
so
it just
early.
the first one was a 2, and I just rolled another 2, but my perception is a +6, so that's gonna be an 8. Right on.
Okay, what's your passive?
16.
Okay. So looking around, just cursory glance of the situation, it's a mess. The carriage is absolutely destroyed. You can't see the horses anymore. You don't hear them anywhere. You are in this small clearing. You see a tree that is snapped, like a bunch of branches are off it. So you think the carriage probably hit that and then caused like this big careening thing. And there's you notice this strange mist that is sort of enclosing this area. And you're like, is it natural rainfall? I don't know. But there's like a thick grayness and dampness to the air all around you. And you find Fitzpatrick, even with the 8, he's stuck, like wedged in between 2 tree trunks. He's just sort of like scrabbling on.
I help him. I gingerly help him with all the love and tenderness.
Yeah.
That I would for my tiny dog.
And while you're doing that, Kara, even with your 5, you're just, I mean, these trees are huge.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. How does Kara feel about like trees and forests?
She feels a little bit out of her element for sure.
Are you
Definitely
only
not.
in your element like on a mountain?
Yeah, pretty much.
Under a mountain?
Under a mountain, on a mountain,
around. More prepositions.
Even a hill will suffice. But when there are things that are taller than her constantly surrounding her, that's when she really feels her size and gets a little self-conscious.
Yeah. So as you're looking around, you're like, the fucking huge trees everywhere. You turn back, kind of survey the scene. Carriage absolutely wrecked. You do not see any signs of the horses, Saye, or Rana. You do see out of one piece of wreckage, the mannequin Rem picks itself up and sort of is like shoving mud off of its body and standing to look expectantly at both of you, and it raises its hands in a what is this gesture?
You okay, Rem?
She very dramatically lowers her head to look down at her body, and then makes another shrugging gesture, and then kind of puts her arms in like a running, oh boy.
What time of day is it, by the way?
So you know that when you were flying, it was around midday, early afternoon. Right. The canopy is so thick here, you're not actually sure what time. There is still some sunlight, but you don't know how long you've been out or what happened exactly.
So, assuming, I'm going to just make an assumption. Since we spent so much time studying maps and the city of, I forgot the capital's name, Phelan? I'm assuming we got really familiar with the map of the surrounding area. So
you know, so Rana said to you that you were going to be heading for the Valley of Yalothanal, which is the forested valley area that is basically the Elvish territory.
Okay. So we know, we can assume that maybe we're there. Do you want me to roll a check?
No, you could assume like it's a big forest. This is the direction you were heading. Last time you were rocketing downwards. This is where you are. So you can assume you're in this area.
Cool.
So you know the area itself is pretty large. So think of it as the Eladrin basically granted this territory to the elves because the elves and the Eladrin don't really get along.
Yeah.
So think of this more as like a Native American reservation sort of thing. So they gave them this inhospitable forest piece of land. They're like, fine, do whatever you want.
Perhaps this is nitpicky, but I would like to roll a history check to see if it is a hodgepodge of, because I know that there's like, I'm a moon elf, for example, and there's wild elves versus, the high elves and all that shit. So Arnold's going to want to make a quick like documentation of like what dialect do I need to use?
Sure.
That's going to be 12.
Okay. So piecing together like history that you heard from Valerius, and I'll assume like this check comes from reading a little bit about the plains and the terrain themselves. This area is dominated exclusively by wood elves. The reason being that when the Eladrin decided that they wanted to take over this country, they massacred the elven people. So moon elves, high elves were basically wiped out, and the wood elves were the only ones who managed to survive in large numbers because they were the only ones who could effectively hide from the Eladrin by escaping into the woods and using the land. So it's all wood elves here.
Right on.
And this all happened thousands of years ago. But there are very few elves, except like ones who have immigrated of other,
Thousands of years to an elf is probably similar to about 200 years to a human.
Oh yeah, so the wound is still, the wounds are still real fresh. Like they do not, and Eladrin are also extremely long-lived. Not nearly as much as the elves, but.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like 200 years for humans, maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, right on. So,
okay. All right. And at this point, so you all are standing. Yep. It's just the two of you and Rem Mannequin in the middle of this crash site.
I would like to investigate the crash site to see if if there's no Salye and Rana, did they leave a note? Did what?
They're off. They're busy.
I just took a quick little back soon. Went for
Went
lunch.
for sugar. Back soon.
Oh, we know what that sugar is.
Oh.
What about tracks?
Yeah, exactly.
foot-
See,
Yeah.
look around for any tracks or any sign of where they could have gone.
Yeah.
You can give me either investigate or survival for that, whichever is better for tracks.
Survival.
I rolled as well, so I'll let you know if.
You can't roll a survival, Arnadel.
No, I was gonna roll investigation.
Okay. I'm sorry, Kara, what?
I got an 18 on survival.
Dang. Okay. So, Kara, looking around this wagon, there are a whole mess of tracks here. The two that you really notice, they look like dragging marks that lead off from the clearing into the surrounding forest. So clearly, two humanoids were dragged off in a northwesterly direction. And you also see that there are a bunch of strange. They also look like drag marks, but they're thinner and you think more specific of some kind of creature, but not bipedal creature. It's very, very strange. It looks like a much larger version of whenever you used to see snakes that would move through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that leads to the carriage and all around, and yep.
Kara goes over to Arnadel and points out the tracks and is like, I think maybe they got dragged off or they dragged some people off. I don't know, but they're going that way, so I think it's probably good that we should follow them.
Just as you point to indicate this towards the northwest, you see that the mist begins to part a little bit, and first you see it's like a shadow of a bipedal creature that comes, except its head is this weird triangular shape, and it stands there in the mist, partially hidden, and you both begin to hear a voice. It actually sounds like many voices speaking to you at the same time in a slow, sort of slithering tone.
We come for the warlock child, Arnadel. It is time she returns to serve she who eats the world. Come quietly, warlock, or your companions will be slain.
Kara is furiously rubbing her eyes and trying to knock mud out of her ears. And it's like, what the fuck?
And this thing takes a couple more steps forward, and you see it is shaped like a human, but it is covered in these gray and green scales that cover its body completely. And you see instead of the face of a man, it's a head of a snake with this large hood extending from it. So you see the tongue flickering back and forth. Yeah.
Cobra
and these
man?
shining yellow eyes.
Nope. I don't like it.
Okay, I understand this. And it is a really awkward feeling, considering that Arnadel's I've shared this with Kara, but I have not shared this with Rem. Even though Arnadel's Rem probably knows, but also ooh, guess here it is. There it is out in the open. So I'm gonna grab Kara's hand, and I'm gonna look at you very seriously, eye to eye, and say, Kara, I'm gonna be the first to act in these situations, please.
And
I don't know what that means.
And the mannequin ramekin.
Small dish for holding sauces.
Oh, sassy. Ramekin comes. I can't do that.
Ramekin, I love it.
Ramekin, yeah. Ramekin comes over.
Sorry, I'm trying to tell Kara, don't, because Kara loves to run headfirst into battle,
to murder things.
Right. So Arnadel's wait, you've got to let me be in charge in this situation. There's some shit that Okay.
So Rem comes over and takes a fighting stance and moves to stand beside you both, sort of looking to both of you to what to do.
Rem, I got this. Please follow me.
It nods warily.
Yeah.
Kara definitely
your weapon
raises an
down.
eyebrow.
Okay, so we go. And before we go, I bow deeply and try to be as respectful as possible.
Okay. The figure continues to stare at you. You don't think it has eyelids. As it just, and it says,
Have you decided to come with us?
Yes. I'm quite sure you would kill us otherwise.
Good.
What kind of shit you mixed up in, Arnie? My God.
Don't worry about it.
Is it a gambling debt? My cousin had one of those.
so the creature waits for you to come towards it, and Rem is not moving towards the thing. Totally in defensive, like it is mannequin is shaking its head.
I turn around and almost like sternly, like, Rem, you're not in a position to bargain with me. Please come along.
And the creature says,
We do not need your companions. We can take you alone. You have a debt that needs to be paid. They may go.
Kara is reaching for her spear slowly.
I slowly Remikin.
I slowly put my arm. Slowly put my hand on both of them, and I'm just like, they can't tag along. Are you? They won't. They will assist me. Can they please come?
It does that thing reptiles do where it just sticks its head just a little bit up in the air as if it's almost smelling and like flicks out with its tongue, and then it turns back to look at you.
No. Decide.
Bingo. Okay, we're gonna yeah.
I don't want to separate from them.
Okay.
Well, you want me to stab this misty thing?
Do I get a chance to like do an attack as like a split second thing that would give me the element of surprise?
Sure. So you can have a round right now, and then we'll go into initiative if you choose to use an attack.
Yes, I do.
Ooh, girl got thorns.
Yeah, I don't like this. And I don't know what debt I'm owed, by the way. So she's just like, "Fuck you,
no, you owe a debt.
Artist." I know, that's what I mean. Like, I don't know what my debt is. Like, fuck you, scam artist. That's already.
I don't know. Maybe all your powers.
She doesn't. She was unaware. Okay. I think I would like to try. I really want to try this one out. I'm gonna try Toll the Dead. As a
well, so you know that maximizes if your opponent already has taken damage. Yes. Just
you're right. You're right. Well,
I mean, you can use it, but
no, I'll use it later because I want it to really have that proper effect. Because you're absolutely right. So I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast.
Okay, boom! Starting things off with a boom.
Yeah, I love it. I'm gonna it's 2 beams, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna focus both. There's only one snaky man.
For now.
Cool. I'm gonna focus both of those beams onto Sneaky Man, and that's going to be a 13 to hit.
That will do it.
Tight. Oh shit. Yeah. Okay.
Oh wait, 13? No, I'm sorry. That doesn't.
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
I was just so excited.
Well, that's 1 beam. So second beam.
Okay.
Oh, that's much better. An unnatural 20 to hit.
Yes.
Point. Okay, so that beam's gonna deal. That's 2 plus 5, 7 damage.
Okay. All right. So you blast this thing with the second beam, and it gives no kind of reaction at all. It raises its nose into the air again and does that like that sniffing sense thing it did. And then we're in initiative. So
Cool.
everybody go ahead and roll.
Wow. Ooh.
Roll, girl.
Ooh, natural 20. Natural mother fucking 20.
Okay.
Thanks, Nerd Immersion, for your sweet, sweet orange dice.
I got an 11.
Okay. All right. And what did I get? I've got Remikin and... Oh, okay. All right, perfect. So Arnadel, you get another turn where you're just...
So now that it's taken damage, I want to try that toll that did.
There you go.
Thanks for looking out. Okay, so I point at him, and the sound of a Dolores, is that the right way to say it? Dolores bell fills the air around for a moment, and the target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take 1d8 necrotic damage. And if they're missing any HP, it takes 1d12.
I'm going to say this actually manifests instead of hearing a phantom bell in the air. The bell
Actually,
in your
two.
backpack begins to
two.
vibrate.
The
as
bell.
you cast the spell.
Oh, wow. Okay. So it's going to be 2d12. He has to make a 16 wisdom save.
Oh boy, that's high. Oh, yeah, I made it. Up to 23.
Damn.
Woo.
Okay.
I should put away my good dice. It's not fair. Okay.
But did it make it? It made a creepy air happen.
All right. Should I use the pink dice or the purple dice to seal your dooms?
Purple.
Okay.
Purple is my favorite color, but I don't know if that's a good choice in this moment.
Okay. All right. So the bell tolls. So it doesn't take any damage if it makes the save?
I don't think so. It doesn't. Yeah, it just says succeed. Or, yeah, so it just succeeds.
All right, then Remikin. So Rem does the thing again that happened when you were fighting the slad down below Kara.
Mm-hmm.
She taps you on the shoulder and is like holding out her hands.
Kara looks at her and is like, I gave you my battle axe, Lily. What the fuck did you do with it?
Oh, she puts a finger up to her lips and like bows her head. No, she gave it back to you. Before in the carriage, she definitely gave it back to you.
She's like, oh, yeah. Takes one out and hands it to her.
Okay. A battle axe or the hand axe or what is?
Battle axe.
Nice. She takes it again and kind of drops it and makes a gesture to the air of frustration, but you're not sure what exactly that means. And hefts the battle axe.
Alright, like, I don't know what you want.
Okay. And then Rem is going to run in there and try to chop at it with a battle axe, and super misses. And the thing moves with a lightning speed. It just seems to just slither out of the way, and the battle axe sinks into a tree beside it. But now Rem is right in front of it. And at this point, you begin to hear more slithering sounds coming from behind you as you see two more of these shadowy figures emerge from the mist. So now you are triangulated by these creatures.
Can I do a detect magic to see if the mist or these creatures are magical?
Absolutely. We'll wait on your turn to resolve that.
Okay.
Since that is. Oh wait, you just have your magic vision.
Yeah, it's not a. It's
right.
a Eldritch invocation.
And then this thing is going to. Whoa.
There we go.
Okay. All right. Oh no, man! Spellcasters, hang on. Okay, Arnadel, you're immune to charms, right?
Yes. Well, I'm not immune. I just have advantage on a wisdom saving throw if it is a charm.
Okay. Sure. Well, it's gonna try anyway. Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Okay, the first roll is a 14, which would be a unnatural 20, And the second roll is going to, so 20 and 16, so I made a 20.
Okay. So you feel a charm person spell was just hit at you, but you totally just deflect that. And then the two things from the other side begin to move in, and they are going to move to attack Kara.
Excellent.
Okay. So boo. Oh man, where's its? Okay. Oh, cool. Natural 1.
Nice.
Woohoo!
We love
And-
those natural ones.
And a 12. This is going great. They both just they don't seem to notice that there's a broken ass carriage lying all around. And one of them just completely, because their eyes are fixated on you, just trips over a big ass piece of like roof and just eats shit, and you just hear as it goes down flat like a board. And
Aw.
the other one stops and looks at its companion and gives a half-hearted swing.
Wow, that's real cute. That's
Okay,
fucking
but
cute.
this guy, the other guy he missed with his scimitar. They were both holding scimitars.
Ah.
But the one who didn't fall on his face is going to try. Well, that was terrible also. And do nothing. You think it tried to bite you, but you just like swipe at it. No! Stop it! Okay, and then Kara. My derpy ass monsters.
Yeah, Kara's raising her eyebrow and pointing her spear at them when she's got her shield out. It is like, what the hell are these, Arnie? They're kind of dumb. What did you sell yourself for?
Hey,
Sell your soul.
I didn't sell my soul. Things just started happening, and I started hearing a hissing voice, and I saw a bunch of these in my vision when we were getting inducted into the Sisters of Sorrow. I told you about that dream. I don't know why they want me. I don't know what debt I have.
All right. Well, I would like to move into a flanking position with Rem for the one that she was facing off with.
Sure. So that's the one in the front of the clearing that was speaking to you.
Yes. And then I am going to make a goading attack by expending a superiority die.
Oh.
Alright, so let me see if I hit first. That'll be 22.
Yeah.
Alright. So when I hit a creature with this weapon attack, I goad it into attacking me, and then I get to add my superiority die to the attack's damage roll. And it must make a wisdom saving throw, and if it fails, then it has disadvantage on all attack rolls against targets other than me until my next turn.
All right. So it only got a 12 on its saving throw.
Let's see, so 8 plus, what is my thing? What do I add? Strength. That'll be, my DC is 8, 12, 15, so it fails.
Fine.
All right.
Fine.
All right, so that'll be 13, 17, 18 damage. And
Ooh.
it's magical because of my magical spear.
Ooh,
I
yes.
got +1.
Yes. Fine. Okay, 18.
And then she's gonna smack it again.
Oh boy.
I love that.
That 14?
Yes, that does hit. Cat is so loud.
I know, I can hear that'll be 6 damage. And then,
Okay.
yeah, it's like, we're in combat, and Kara's just so, like, nonplussed by these enemies that she forgot to rage out. She's like,
Oh no, you forgot to rage. You're
Like,
just-
I don't even know what to do.
Do you feel slightly sorry for them since they tripped over the?
I'm like, what is going on?
Don't let them touch your heart with their buffoonery.
And then my turn.
Okay, Britt.
Kara's all like battling like completely apathetically, just like.
Yeah. It's like she's like in training camp again doing drills. It's just like totally just rote.
Ugh,
Routine.
I have this super nasty feeling that I'm gonna need my spell slots, so I'm going to cast Firebolt at the one closest to me.
Okay, so that would be the one who didn't fall down.
If the one that's fallen down, do they get a disadvantage on their save?
No. Oh,
Or if,
no, because Firebolt is roll to attack, so you're doing spell attack.
Right.
Bonus.
Gotcha. I mean, if they're down, like if I get an advantage. I still envision this thing like face down in the dirt.
Yeah.
I go for the one that's up.
Yeah, let's say it's hiding behind like a door. So it fell over a piece of roof and then it's just laying along a door in the dirt.
I rolled a 14 to hit.
Yes, that will hit.
Oh, nice. Okay. So that's going to be.
Kara shouts out, "Did your mother ever tell you make a better door than a window? Get it?"
It goes.
So it's gonna
In
be
displeasure.
It's gonna be 2d10, 2d10 fire damage. That's going to be 10 plus, so 18 damage.
Oh boy!
Hachi machi.
Fire damage. I do not have any resistance to that. Okay.
Thanks for
Oh
letting me know.
no.
Hey Arnie, you wouldn't happen to know what these are, would you?
I can do well, I can tell you I know what they are, right?
You know what they are.
They're Yanti. You battled one when we were facing Madame Fortuna.
You're right.
They didn't look exactly like this. These
Slightly
are different.
Oh, so these are probably more powerful ones. They're in their natural habitat, and
There
not
are
enslaved.
like 6 or 7 different types of Yanti.
Yeah.
So yeah, what Corin, or not Corin, what the warlock thing was way back in episode 5 did look nothing like these guys.
Okay, well then I rolled I'm gonna do, I guess, a nature check, and that was an 18 on a nature check, so I could answer Kara's question.
Sure. Actually, go ahead and roll with advantage. Just see if you get higher.
Okay. First one was 18, and the second one was a natural one.
Okay. We'll go with the 18 then.
Mm.
All right. So you don't know how you know this. It just comes to you all of a sudden in your mind. You know these things are called mind whisperers. You know that they have a lot of arcane capability, and you know they are typically used as messengers or assassins.
I say that verbatim using awakened mind to Kara and Rem.
It sort of you try to reach out to Rem and it gets garbled weird.
Okay, so I say verbally say it out loud.
Yeah. And it sort of surprises you how this knowledge comes to you, and you're not sure from where or whence it came.
Yeah.
But you know.
I'm just like, I know this. Ugh, uncomfortable.
Okay. Yeah, and Rem is gonna take another chop and miss again. Battle axe, not great.
Even though we're flanking, would you get advantage?
Well, she's not proficient in it.
Oh, fair enough.
She's a rogue. You keep handing her a battle axe. She's just like, all I want is a dagger, man.
Oh, I don't have those. Those are daggers are for pussies.
Do you have a butter knife?
I have 2 daggers.
She has hand axes. I don't know if those would be better.
I think so. I don't know. But anyway, so
Whatever.
she totally misses. And then Yanti, one is going to stand up. And then the other one is going to go ahead and Kara, could you please make a wisdom saving throw? Being charmed, if that matters.
I'm not raging, so it doesn't really matter.
Ooh.
All right, that's pretty. You said wisdom?
Yep.
Right on. That's a 17.
Okay. All right. What is my... Okay. All right. And then make another one for me, please.
Oh, man. All up in my brains. That one is a 10.
Oh, boy. Okay. So one of them has just cast Crown of Madness upon
Oh, god damn it.
Is that where you
Okay.
like try to take out all of the rest of us?
you. So while the target is charmed in this way, you get a twisted crown of jagged iron appears on your head, and madness glows in your eyes. So you have to use your action before moving on each of your turns to make a melee attack against a creature other than yourself.
Oh.
Other than itself. Oh, other than the thing that cast it. That I choose. Yep.
Great.
Okay, and this is a concentration effect. Oh, you don't get a save or anything? That's terrible.
How many Auntie are around us?
3. Okay, and it is choosing for you to turn around and attack your old friend Arnadel.
Oh boy.
They seem to largely be ignoring the Remikin. Just not even like noticing it's there.
Ooh, I bet it's because she doesn't emit a heat register.
Doesn't have a living vibe going on.
Yeah, they can't like
Okay.
actually kill her. And I
Yeah.
bet magically they know she's probably too magical for them to fuck with.
And then the one in front of you, just now that you've held your axe, it just blinks at you and it sidesteps and it begins to glide over to attack Arnadel. Rem does get an attack of opportunity.
Do I get can I use my reaction also?
Oh wait, so the one that's going over to attack Arnadel, was that the one that I hit?
Yes.
Then it gets disadvantage to attack anyone other than me until my next turn.
Oh, okay. All right, then it is going to get disadvantage.
Oh wait,
To attack Arnadel.
Allah, my goading attack.
Oh boy, yeah. Okay, so I got a 3, so that's definitely not gonna hit. So you saved Arnadel's Tokus
Thank you.
on that first attack. The second one.
Do I get
Ooh.
to impose entropic ward on this one?
Sure, yes. So it did roll a 25. So you can go ahead and use Entropic Ward.
Disadvantage on that shit.
So it was already rolling with disadvantage. So
Yeah, so
Well,
like,
no, you
doesn't-
said it
it
was a
doesn't happen.
second attack.
yes,
Yeah.
which it was also rolling with disadvantage.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
can't do
so-
extra disadvantage.
Not this time. So this guy
Okay.
is going to go in and land a bite on you. Okay, so first time it lands a bite, it can use its fangs. Oh, that's nasty. Okay. All right, so we're going to start off with... I don't have any D4s. Oh, no, wait, there's one. Okay, we're going to start off with 5 piercing damage.
Try it, okay.
And then that is going to be 9 poison damage.
Ouch.
Okay, wait. So how much damage?
So 14 total.
Ooh.
And then it's going to hit you with some psychic damage, too.
Damn. Relentless.
Okay, so that is going to be an additional 17 points of damage.
How much is
Psychic
that total?
damage. 14 plus 17 is 31.
Yeah, 31. Oh my god.
So as it sinks its fangs into your shoulder and just fire is happening right now. Okay, and then Kara, you get your turn to attack Arnadel.
All right. So now that she's all fired up because she's been imbued by madness.
Well, I can use entropic ward for this, right?
Well, okay, hold on though.
Yeah.
It says I can't move before I attack, or I just have to. The first thing What does it say exactly?
Let me see.
Language is important.
You're trying to break my game, huh?
Oh yeah, I am.
Okay. The charmed target must use its action before moving on each of its turns to make a melee attack against a creature other than itself that you mentally choose.
Cool.
So I think you'd have to, chop Rem? Yeah. So you have to make the attack right now before you move. So Rem is the only ally that it would be like, attack.
Right. So, but before because it doesn't say anything about bonus actions, so I'm going to use my bonus action to enter my rage because she's all fired up from madness.
Sure.
And because of mindless rage, I can't be charmed or frightened while raging, and if I am charmed or frightened while I enter my rage, the effect is suspended for the duration of my rage.
Yes. Celeste slowly takes a drink of her wine.
It's cute. All right, cute. Sure. All right. So you are just normal mad. You're not Crown of Madness mad. All right, fine. So that ends. So I guess you get your turn. Yay!
So she kind of does one of these like, and then looks for the nearest mind whisperer target and goes to town on it.
Yeah, that was definitely the one that its mouth is now like all up in Arnadel's shoulder business.
All right, she's gonna use her first attack on her turn to make a shove attack against it, so it'll have to make a athletics or acrobatics check.
Sure.
Oh boy, 23.
No, just no.
All right,
no.
so she knocks it prone and she's gonna stab it with the spear.
Nice.
Nice. I love that you started using a spear.
Man, why do I even try to fight you guys?
Seriously, we should just have an constant aura of fear surrounding us. That makes creatures have to make wisdom saving throws to even fight us.
They somehow know they can see the ghosts of your felled enemies.
Can we just start walking around with like the heads of our enemies tied to our waist belts?
Kara already does that. So it's 11 damage.
Okay. Super.
And that'll be my turn.
All right. At this point, Arnadel, you're really starting to hurt.
Yeah.
This thing is on you. Chaos is happening. And you both hear a shing kind of sound come from somewhere. And the two Yuan-ti that were in the back flanking you, all of a sudden they just go rigid. And they sort of turn to the side and spiral down. And you can see a bolt of an arrow that has just shot directly from the back of their heads through the front as they spin down and are felled. And then the one that is scrambling on its side, now more arrows are being hailed down at it, basically, and it's retreating, like hands on knees, trying to crawl away as these arrows are coming from. And both of you make perception checks to see if you see who fired them arrows.
I rolled a 24.
What is mine? +5, 10.
Okay, so 10 doesn't see it at all. But Arnadel, you catch two forms that are sitting up in trees that are on the surrounding levels. You see two elven women that are perched with their bows drawn and trained in the middle of the scene. You barely see them though because they are camouflaged, dressed completely in like grays, greens, and browns, and have camouflage on their face as well. And then they basically deftly finish off the third Yuan-ti without any hesitation. And suddenly, Kara, you see them as they spring down from the tree. And it's like, oh. And
she goes to, start looking all crazy-eyed and slowly walking over to them like, I might attack you if you don't start talking.
And one of them steps forward who you can tell that she has very dark tan skin underneath all the mud and everything she's done to hide herself. And she says very quietly, I am Miley of the Lithalis tribe. You must come with us quickly if you want to retrieve your friends.
I turn to Kara and I'm like, we have to. I say,
All right.
What?
What are you gonna say, Arnie?
I was gonna say something in Elvish to Miley. But
Miley. Miley because elf names.
I quickly say in Elvish, sister, thank you so much for saving us. We desperately need to find our friends.
She responds in Elvish. Elvis. My blues, my shoes.
You're welcome.
What a night. She responds to you in Elvish. She says, Moonchild, you have a strange accent. We would prefer if you speak to us in common.
Oh, burn! Oh, man! Oh, that's so cold.
And then she says, and looks at the other Elvish woman who has been completely quiet at this point, and then checks back in with you. You will be taking you to see the elder Thealia. She will decide what is best and how best to help you. Come with us. And then you start walking off in a different direction. So it's actually a northeast direction instead of the northwest that the Yonti were coming from.
All right.
So, yep. So if you follow, they lead you tromping through the woods and on all these winding, twisting paths leading you across like minor streams. And they know this forest like the back of their hand. It's easy for you to tell that until you come to a set of much larger trees. So the forest itself, you've moved out of like the casual forest that separates usually the plain lands, and now you're in the big bad forest where the trees are real fucking big. So you walk for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and you get to this big ass old tree, and Miley taps on it with her fist a couple times, and it's so quiet you don't think anybody could have like heard it, but from above comes a rope ladder that just tumbles down from the branches way up above you. You aren't scared of climbing, are you, Moonchild?
No. I turn and look at Kara. I'm like,
well, I mean, I ain't too big on heights because, I'm so close to the ground, but, I'll make do.
Okay. I look at Rem. Can Rem climb?
Are you saying this to Rem?
I use Awakened Mind. Can you climb?
It doesn't work. So it's like encountering...
that's right. Yeah. I say, can you climb? Do you need to hitch a ride?
The mannequin, like, gives you kind of a side-eyed look, and then looks down and, kind of waves her hands in the air, and then, like, does a, it's fine gesture.
Okay. Well.
Man, this is really trying to verbally explain to you what my hand gestures look like, everybody. This is
what's the new challenge?
Yep. And so you begin to climb up. So everybody give me an athletics check to see how well you do this.
Yeah. I rolled an 8.
Okay. You're struggling. It's a lot as you're climbing. And Miley actually waits for you so you're on top of where she is. So every time you get a little bit weak or whatever, she like kind of wraps your ankle to like keep you in line. You get the sense that she doesn't like you for some reason.
That's okay.
So you all make your way up to the top of this tree, where you see that there is a large platform that has been built into the level. So the branches on the lowest point have been left to provide camouflage, but just above that, they've been carved away to make this little bridge built in the center of the tree itself has been, it doesn't look like it's been carved out. It looks like it's been magically shaped to make this sort of guardhouse looking thing. So you see a couple other elves. They are all women. They're all dressed very similarly, patrolling like this platform in particular. And as you look out across, you can see visually that there are 3 other identical trees to this one that are making the square of this place. And in the center, in the largest tree, is like a big tree house, basically, that has been constructed to be, it looks like 3 or 4 floors up directly in the center of this thing. And Miley says, "Wait one moment." Then she goes inside and returns with a oak staff, and she taps on the end of this platform, and immediately branches and vines begin to grow from the base of this platform, and they are stretching out towards the one on the opposite corner, essentially. So there is a bridge now growing from the staff to bridge the 2 together.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Karin's staring in amazement.
The most strategic of ways. Bridges are lame. And the vine bridge grows out towards this center building here, and the elves continue to lead you on. Has anything happened in this time? Any exchanges going on, or just calmly following the elves?
Yeah. Arnadel's kind of like, I'm out of my element. He's speaking Elvish didn't even like make things nice. Like she's kind of just like uncomfortable. She's also very preoccupied with these Yonti coming forth and saying like, "Fuck your friends, you owe a debt."
It would be a jarring experience.
Yeah, especially because her whole experience, she's thinking about this just to fill you guys all in with what Arnadel's thinking. She's like, okay, I'm not an idiot. I definitely have come into contact with an all-powerful being. That's definitely where all these powers are coming from. I've spoken to this all-powerful being, and she's helped me out a couple of times. But I never asked for this, so why am I in debt? Is the question that she has. So she doesn't fully understand the debt thing. Unless they're like sneaky salesmen that are like, ooh, like... here's your free trial.
And now we're in the subscription zone.
Basically, that's kind of what I want.
We took your credit card number. It's too late.
Pay up, bitch. So that's
I'm gonna step out for a bio break and keep. Bye.
Well, I have to use the bathroom too. Actually, I'm sorry, Sage.
Okay.
I'll hurry.
So the beautiful internet.
Yeah. I'll hurry so we can role play while Celeste is out.
How's it going, dear internetians? How has your week been? How was your Valentine's Day? Your made-up holiday. It is not my birthday, so my birthday is December 30th. In which this past one, I turned 26. I don't think it's Saye's. It might be someone... Saye, Nassim. Might be someone related to Nassim? Oh, it's okay, Willem. No, Celeste's birthday is in November. Ooh. There were? I didn't even see any. Oh my god, have you guys seen Black Panther? It is so good! It was amazing.
So, everybody's talking about birthday stuff?
Yeah, I guess so.
Girlfriend's birthday was the next day, so celebrated
I don't know where the birthday rumors came from.
Yeah, I don't know either. There was a birthday. Celeste had a birthday in what? November, yeah. When's your birthday, Sage?
December.
Oh, that's right. I have it on my calendar. And then Nassim's isn't until April. Mine's in July, so I don't know what the birthday thing is.
Oh, that's right. Nassim's is in April.
Yeah, April 15th. And the only reason I know that is because we all went to Ren Fair last year, and I had been planning that day for a very long time, so it's like ingrained into my memory, sadly.
Ooh.
I can't find the tweet about one of the maidens' birthday today. I saw it this morning.
I might be in the Discord chat later. Mayhaps.
Yeah, will you please? You never hang out with us after hours. After hours, Sage.
No, because I have class early on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm just like, I want to go to sleep. Especially because I was up till 3 a.m. last night doing homework. Oh my god.
Oh yeah. I don't miss that. Oof.
I mean,
My
it's
hair's...
like, it is what it is.
After hours. I mean,
oh, yeah.
Can you hang out for like 5 minutes?
Yeah,
it's really fun.
I'll totally. No, yeah, it was on the call when you and Nassim were together in person, and I hung out. Yeah, I hung out. I think we should have a special edition of After Hours called Maidens After Midnight.
Oh fuck, dude! Write that down, please. Cause that's gold. Maidens After Midnight. That's amazing. Why didn't you send a message to us about that? Like, I'm gonna turn this little light off. It's like, I got one of these. It's too much.
Oh, I keep forgetting to post pictures of my food on the Griddle Sister because I love cooking. I love cooking so fucking much.
I did it today, but I didn't cook it. I went out somewhere.
No, there you go.
That's fine. It still counts. Anyway, all right. So you guys make it across the bridge to the central sort of the Elven Command Center. And as you step in this door, everything in here is just absolutely beautiful. Totally, all the furniture and everything looks like it hasn't been carved, but rather just grown up from the tree itself. So all of the tables and chairs are rooted into place. They just seem like natural formations in this, what looks like a council chamber of some kind. There's a long table in the center of the room, flanked by chairs on either side. And seated at the head position of the table is a elven woman who actually has silver hair. So an indication that she is very old.
Yeah.
So old.
I bet she's still like super fucking pretty though.
Oh yeah, beautiful. And you can tell her features look a lot like Miley's. So probably.
Oh, Miley's all high up on her high horse.
Yeah, so
she's
you
fucking
can
head honcho's daughter.
Yeah, you can tell that they're related. They have the same gorgeous dark skin and long black hair. But of course, the Theala, you presume. Thealia? Yeah, Thealia. Oh, all these elven names, man. She raises from her seated position as you all come in, and she comes from around the table, and immediately she does a sweeping bow towards Rim.
Oh,
and
intriguing.
She says in Elvish, so you understand this, Arnadel, but Kara, you have no idea what's going on.
Like, sounds like nice words.
Real quick, before you go into it, Arnadel makes a special, careful attention to the dialect so she can try again correctly.
It's like the difference between speaking American English and British English.
Oh, okay.
To you. So it's the same word. Like every once in a while there's a word that sounds really different, or like Mexican Spanish versus Spain Spanish.
Yeah. Like literally that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she makes a sweeping bow towards Rem and says, "Grave one, it has been a while since you have visited my people.
Grave one.
You are welcome." And she switches over to common. "And the two of you, a dwarf, a moon elf, and a strange carriage lands in my forest and conjures the attention of the Yuan-ti. We are intrigued, to say the least, as to perhaps you can give some clarity what is happening here.
Kara takes a moment to be like, wait, hold on, before we get all into, like, you know, the important shit, are all of you all ladies here? Because I ain't seen a dude yet, and I'm really curious.
Yes, this is the Lothalis tribe. All of these women are my children and sisters. We have been gifted the position of defending the forest border. Welcome to the keep of Spikeleaf.
I'm into it.
Arnadil is really uncomfortable because it's been a very long time since she's been in Elven culture. Her parents and her family were all Watered Havians, so they were pretty, like, you know, that's a very diverse city. So they had, I mean, they still practiced Elven customs, but like watered down, you know, like
this
super
is
American.
Yeah. You're in.
She's
you're
like
in,
England.
You're in pure elf land now.
Right. Or yeah, right. We're talking about that Native American, and I'm making the wrong like connections here. Not England. So yeah, native elf. So
And,
she's really uncomfortable, and her preoccupation right now is like trying to behave with the utmost respect, especially considering like they need help. So all of that embodied into her body mannerisms and like tone. She's going to bow deeply in the only way she knows how, and just in common express that we're fleeing Phelan. We were on a mission, and she just explains the whole thing. We were on a mission. Our friend is missing. Sawya, she had a father. Explain the whole like mask thing, the Fae thing, and then we ended up deciding to rescue Rem. And points over, and you know who she is. And we had to crash land. Our companions took a diversion, and I think the Yuan-ti have them.
And she takes all of this in very calmly, and she seems to sensing your anxiety. She reaches out a hand to you.
She takes it.
Yeah. It has been long since I have seen one of your kind. It is good to know that our sisters and brothers do survive out in this world. And any friend of the Grave One, an enemy of Phelan, is certainly a friend of ours. So please, sit.
The Grave One?
Yeah, why'd you call her the Grave One?
Oh, Rem. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So we have that moment, and we're like, okay, we sit. I sit. I use Awakened Mind for Card and be like, I think we're gonna get some answers on the Grave One here in a second.
And Rem also just sits at the table. It has a little bit of trouble like getting into the seat and sitting on her wooden body, but it seems to be doing it okay. And Thealia again says, the Yuan-ti have not surfaced in quite a while. We knew that they did exist within our valley, but their sudden appearance and the fact that they have taken your friends is a cause for great concern. We will absolutely do whatever we can to find where the Yuan-ti have taken your companions, and I think it is in all of our interests to stop whatever they are planning.
Arnadil's like, as she's explaining this, Arnadil gets really uncomfortable, even more so uncomfortable than normal, and she's like, her name is Thalia?
Yes.
Can I speak with you in private?
Of course.
I'm sorry, this is very unorthodox, but can you just go over here for a moment?
Yes, though I suppose there's one thing I must address ahead of this. Rem, is that your name these days? And the mannequin sort of nods its head. Please, if you wouldn't mind, I would
Yeah, Remkin definitely needs to come too.
Oh, just I believe, and she totally stops paying attention to the two of you and is addressing the mannequin directly. Perhaps there's something I can offer you. My daughter, she has not stirred in many moons. We fear the condition is permanent. I would be honored if you would take her for your own purposes. And the mannequin slowly nods its head. Would you mind if your companions came along? And Rem nods her head. No, doesn't mind. Then please come with me. And Thealia raises, and Miley also at this point runs over to help Thealia as she moves and goes up the carved stairway. And Thealia sort of like, just takes her arm in that, like, I'm not that old kind of way. But you all follow?
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
So up the next curved sets of steps, you appear to arrive in what is probably a medical wing of some kind. You see right now there are 4 beds and little stations that you would see maybe like in a hospital or a med bay. And lying in one of the beds is a sort of emaciated looking elf woman, younger than Miley, but you can absolutely tell that they are blood related. And she's sitting there sort of pallid gray, and that sort of shrunkenness that comes with being in a coma for a bit. And the mannequin Rem looks back at all of you and then steps over and forward towards the girl, and then looks back again at Thealia, and Thealia says, please. And Rem reaches out a mannequin hand to lay upon the sleeping girl. Oh yeah, detect magic?
Yeah, I'm watching this magically happen. I need to know.
Yeah, this shit's gonna be cray.
Yeah.
So you see in this elven girl a very vague, the life force of her is very, very minimal, almost non-existent at this point. And as the mannequin touches her head, you see that the mannequin itself flares up again. So all the blue sigils and everything that have been covering it just become this blinding burst of, again, the gold and the black and the blue. And all of this magic transfers and pours from the mannequin into the body of this elvish girl. And the mannequin clatters uselessly to the ground. And this surge was almost, it's like staring at the sun, how much magic just happened here.
Oh man, seriously.
And then you all hear a breath come from the shuddering body of the elf. And the girl sits up in the bed and kind of coughs and weakly like gets its body sitting up. It's very good to have a voice again. I was getting really tired of charades. And this coy, like, smirky smile comes over this elf girl's face. You totally recognize as a Rem gesture.
Kara says, yeah, me too. Now maybe you can hold an axe.
Guessing from the state of this body, might be a while.
Oh, good point.
I hand Rem both of my daggers.
Thanks. And the Thealia is just standing in kind of one corner, like her head like bowed, and definitely
Arnadil
trying
feels
not.
Terrible about this. It feels awful.
And Miley just looks over at Thealia and looks pissed. basically. There's a lot of
Yeah.
eye-to-eye communication that's going on in this room that you, Kara, and Arnadel are not necessarily privy to what's happening.
I would be down for an insight check. Like, I'm totally tuned into this. Absolutely.
Sure.
Like, Arnadell's like, this is not... Like, Arnadell wants Rem to have a body, but not this one. Like, she's like... She understands this is Thalia's daughter and most likely Miley's sister, maybe. And Arnadell's just like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, my insight is going to be 20, unnatural.
Yeah, so you're definitely getting the read from Thalia, like, this is a good thing. She was earnest in, like,
yeah,
in her offer, but she's also, you know, overcome with emotion seeing the body of her daughter, like, up and moving.
right.
It's just very emotional. And then Miley is, yeah, totally pissed, absolutely is not okay with this whatsoever, but is not willing to openly question the decision of either her mother or the leader,
Right,
of her people. And Rem is sort of embarrassed, is like the best kind of way to,
right, because she's grateful for it, but also like this is a really fucking lame way to get it.
yeah. And Rem picks herself up and tries to get out of the bed, but of course the body has been, you know, in a coma state for a while, so she sort of topples but steadies herself and like hoists the daggers under one of her arms, and
Kara helps her like get her bearings.
yeah. I'm really fucking hungry. Is anyone else really fucking hungry?
Always.
And Thalia collects herself, and of course, let us return downstairs, come up with a plan of attack. And Miley, why don't you find some food for us? And Miley gives her this just glare and then like takes a deep breath, suppresses it. As you wish, Elder. And then storms off downstairs. And you all kind of shamble, make your way back downstairs. And Thalia addresses again. Moonchild, what did you wish to say to me? And she'll stop at the top of the steps for you and send everybody else down.
Arnadell looks, you know, like really troubled, you know, and anxious about this. And she's like, I need to tell you about these Yanti and the connection that I have with them. And Arnadell explains everything about her warlock abilities. Like, by now she's able to put it together. For the longest time, it was this kind of mystery, and that she had these powers and she had all these like strange dreams and these voices in her head. And she just thought it was like something she came in contact with in the library or something. You know, she's like, oh man, like I've done so much knowledge searching. Like maybe this is a side effect of that. And now she's starting to really fully understand that. So she explains all of this to Thalia.
Mm-hmm. And Thalia waits very patiently for you to finish. So you have made a compact with this Dendar.
Unknowingly. And that's the thing that maybe that's a pointless feeling to have, but I didn't consciously sign up for this.
Intentions mean very little in a world full of evil. What we have here is the situation. It is good to know that these creatures are here because of you. And we will have to deal with that accordingly.
Thalia, I'm really uncomfortable with what happened with your daughter, and I know Rem needs to be here for us. So I want to say I'm sorry about your daughter.
It is a great honor to give the Grave One a vessel. My daughter would never have woken again.
I know.
At least now in this condition. Perhaps she is alive in a way now. The wasting would have taken her anyway. And I believe in the wisdom and strength of your companion, of this Rem, that perhaps if there is a solution that can ever happen, maybe
I
my daughter will be returned to me.
hope so too. But after all of that I told you, they weren't going to harm me. They might now that I've attacked them, but maybe not. I feel strongly about pursuing this without harming the surviving population of elves that you have here. Dendar's after me, not any of you guys. So I wanted to tell you this so that I can proceed to address the things that they want. You know, they mentioned a debt that I have to repay. I guess, like, can I have your wise blessing on doing that?
If this monster is after you, this monster is out for one of our own, child. Elves have been flung to the corners of the world, and the best and bravest we can do is protect each other. I will do all I can to make sure another sister is not taken from us. And she reaches out and grabs your hand, like in a very loving, grandmotherly gesture.
Aww.
We may look different, but we are family.
Arnadel, like, tries really hard not to cry because she's trying to, like, hold it together. In her mind, she's like, I will not let any of you die on my behalf.
Well, Thalia doesn't hear that and is like, are you ready to continue downstairs?
She nods vigorously and gives a small smile of gratitude for Thalia's time and advice and, you know, her listening to all of her troubles, and continues downstairs.
She totally, she pats her hand again. And meanwhile, while this conversation has been happening upstairs, Miley has come back. So Kara and Rem, you have a moment where you're just sitting across from each other at the table. Rem is sort of slumped, like, tiredly in her chair. So
Kara is immediately like, so what's up with the Grave One? You like the Grim Reaper or something?
No, it's just something people call me or have called me.
That's a hell of a nickname you got there.
Yeah, something from my dad.
Can I make an insight check? I feel like it's kind of pointless because Rem's like really
Sure. Yeah.
The off chance.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I got a natural 20 for my first.
Yep, no natural 20.
Yep, she's being totally level with you.
Damn, she's so full of shit. I know it.
I had, let's just say, quite the life before I came to the Sisters of Sorrow.
I mean, you got ranked up pretty high there to be like commander-in-chief for the deities of fate or whatever, and you know, you might have some otherworldly connections, one might say.
One might say that.
Kara looks expectantly and raises her eyebrows very high at Rem, like, you gonna make more comments on that? Like, can we cut the crap look?
I think this whole situation has really pushed some things into light, but I'm not sure if you're ready to hear the whole story of what I am. But know, Kara, that I've got your back, and I am so grateful that you got me out of that hellhole, because honestly, that was terrible. That was absolutely terrible.
Yeah, what did they do to you while you guys were in there?
A lot of torture, trying to figure out, you know, what was going on, our exact motives. Sisters of Sorrow. We're a third-party organization. It scares them, especially people like the Eladrin and the Sarina. We're all about, I don't know, police state control. Hate that shit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think we're all on the same side here at the end of the day.
Kara kind of looks around a little bit awkwardly and is like, so do elves make booze? Do they like make it out of leaves? What is there's gotta be something around here. She's like starts sniffing the air.
Yeah. And she laughs heartily. And at this point, you all come back downstairs, and Miley comes back into the room bearing trays. There is a bottle of Elvish wine that they have included, though you also see, to your great delight, a little silver flask has also been put on the side, and Miley sort of thrusts it over to you. It's like, you might like this.
Oh, goody.
It's the last of the Dwarven stock.
I mean, I like all things, but I'm glad that you have something that rings true to home.
And so you all, it's nice. It's barrel-aged Dwarven finery. And you all begin to actually sit down to some snacks, and there's been a lot of tension, and it's all, going great. And then you begin to hear the screaming coming from outside, and you hear Elven voices screaming, "To arms! To arms! The Yonti are moving! To arms!" And that's where we're ending for tonight.
Oh boy.
Yay!
Tara needs more drinks.
There's not enough booze. Yes. So we did that. And poor Nassim will just have to figure out what's happening to Saye next time.
Oh.
All right. Yeah. Well, thank you everybody so much for sticking around for episode 34. I have been your dungeon master, Celeste Konowich.
I've been your very troubled elven warlock, Ardadil Ithil, played by Brittany Quintero.
I've been your booze hound, Kara, played by Sage.
All right, everybody. Well, we'll see you in 2 weeks. And until then, venture away! Venture away, everybody. 2 drinks.
Pineapple.